With us today, we got Joe, Trigger Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
Boom! To try to get a matchup with a gunner. Oh, goes the roof. Francis is gunner.
Well, this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow, it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow.
It's very rare.
What a finish. Another one.
It really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to goal. It's a knockout. Oh, my It's a knockout.
And it's closing in, trying to finish it, and it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot, and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Clock is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Pearson. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the catch.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby!
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow, how good is this?
Finish him! Get him a body bag! Yeah! All right.
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just if you become a pansy. That's in the book of Earl.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Gotta be very careful.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Sports Betting Show with your host, Trigger Joe, Send It 7 Pearson, and the Big Earl. UFC, NFL, if it's on, we're betting on it.
All right, there's that thing going across your screen right now, and it's got Delta 8 gummies on it. Now, Joe's supposed to cut an ad for this like a week ago, only 30 seconds. However, it works great. It works really great for insomnia. It works awesome for pain. Get off opioids. These guys have bought into the mission. All right, they're going to give you 25% off. So go to shop.elevatedhempsolutions.com and put in VTT 25 off, all caps, and get off opioids. Now, on to the show. We'll get into the Big Earl's locks a little bit later, but I finally went -1 for the weekend, so that was tough for me. That's my first loss, but oh well. However, the UFC guys, again, lights out. All right, I think they went, 8 for 9 and 9 for 10? Something like that. Yep. So it was pretty phenomenal with their picks. Now, again, we're going to give you what we think is going to happen. We're going to give you locks, all that good stuff. We're going to give you some parlays. Now, remember, the parlays usually don't win. We usually don't win our parlays either. All right. But we hit the locks and we hit some of the prop bets, so like what round the guy's going to go down in, etc. So pay attention to those. Put your money on it. All right. And get after it. Shout out to our other sponsors. Okay. We got 10th Mountain Bourbon and Whiskey. Go there, put in the code VTT, get yourself a discount. We also have Barrage Coffee. Every veteran sells coffee, so buy all veteran-owned coffee. Doesn't matter. Go to baragecoffee.com to get theirs. And then you guys,
Don't buy Folgers.
Yeah, Folgers. Yeah, don't drink Folgers. Drink drink Black Rifle. Drink Gruntworks coffee. Drink, like whatever. Like just buy it all. And again, remember, shipping problems for these small businesses are really tough right now because you guys voted for Biden, so that just kind of sucks. So be patient with the stuff that you order from everybody during the show. If you go to gruntworksclothing.com or shop.veterantrashtalk.com, use the code during the show VTTGW, all right, and get yourself a discount. And if you guys watched the show last night with Zach Farkas, some great advice. Go ahead and email him. He's on our website, veterantrashtalk.com, with Veterans Mortgage Source, and email him and ask him whatever questions you have about the VA loan, and he'll tell you. He's a guy out of the Army, he's a captain, really solid dude. Now, on to the fun stuff. With us today is the champ only by 2 points, and that's Bill Send It 7 Pearson. And then you got Trigger Joe. Now,
I'm tailgating Bill. I'm in his rear view. I'm tailgating. Yeah. He's like, will this fucking guy go away? Well, no.
All right. So if you're watching, say hi, say where you're from. All right. Bill's monitoring Gruntworks. I'll be monitoring Veteran Trash Talk. Dave might get on if he's sober. No idea. The face man. So Travers might show up, but I'm pretty sure his wife took away his allowance after he's lost all of his money to me betting like a jackwagon. I even tried to stop him from betting. Anyways, let's get into this fight card, which I don't know any of the names on it. All right. I know the final fight. I know those people. But anyways, let's get into it. The first fight, let's see here. Canada, I think your shows are great. Royal Canadian Dragoons. Well, Thomas, appreciate you watching. We did some training with the Canadian paratroopers once in a while. Great times, great people to hang out with. Absolute pleasure to have you watching. All right, so
Canadians fought their ass off in Hillman too.
Yep, for sure. Bantamweight fight. All right, you got Gutierrez at 16-3-2 going against Colares. Did I say that right? Colares at 10-2. Now, I believe Colares's first name is Felipe. All right. And he's a cute guy. All right. He looks like a Disney character.
He's adorable.
Right. So he's an adorable guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a cute little guy, right? He's somebody you want to put up on your shoulders and walk around the mall with, right? So the big Earl, I picked the clown picks. Now, there's only one guy that bets with me, and that's Colby Richardson. All right. And he's the only one that loses money every weekend because he bets what I say just for fun. All right. I have a feeling
he likes plus 10,000 bets with 1 minute to go in the fight, doesn't he?
Right. Yep. Exactly. So, and he almost got that one with Diaz, man. That was wild. And then Diaz started clowning after he knocked the guy. Should have knocked the guy out. And like I said, all my furniture in my backyard almost went to the Arroyo. But we have, is Bill frozen or is he just looking like the angry Russian again? It's all right.
Checking stats. He's checking
just
stats.
The angry Russian guy.
Stats. So I'm gonna go with Felipe in this fight, and it's gonna be a miracle. All right, he's gonna be down. He's going to be down in both rounds. He's going to be down in the third round. And then all of a sudden, like angels in the outfield type stuff, right? Like something's just going to happen to Gutierrez. Like he's just going to stand still for a second. And then whack, he's going to be knocked out. So I'm calling Disney Miracle, Felipe, third round knockout. Bill, champion, what do you got?
No. So I got Gutierrez on this one. Joe feels the same. I think right now, the latest, usually when I give you guys odds, I'm going off of FanDuel and NGM. I think the latest I checked, it was like a minus 260 and a minus 285 for Gutierrez. I actually agree with that. Gutierrez hasn't lost since, it was a rear naked choke, but I think that was 2018, I think it was. He hasn't lost in quite a few years. He's on a pretty good streak. But they're both tough and they're both got pretty good chins. So I got Gutierrez winning in a decision. I think this will go the distance. Colares is tough enough to last it out. And most of his losses have been decisions too.
Yeah, it hasn't finished.
Yeah. So Gutierrez for sure, but I think it'll probably be a 30-27 fight, to be honest with you. I think Gutierrez is probably going to own all 3 rounds. So, yeah, I got Gutierrez with decision.
Very nice. Very nice. Trigger Joe, the man of the parlays that screws up all my locks. What do you got?
I like where Bill's going with this. Gutierrez is calling him money line is an under promise over deliver type bet. I'm gonna tell you right now, Gutierrez is one of my locks. He's one of 10 people who's ever had a leg kick TKO. And I mean, he literally did not throw a punch at the guy's face because he realized he was breaking his legs up, and he decided, I'm going to keep kicking the shit out of your legs until you quit. Simply, and he could have finished. But he wanted to do it via leg kick. His kicks never come from the same direction, and they never land. I watched him in that knockout. I mean, he must have done a switch kick, a hook kick, question mark kick, calf kick. I mean, he had them all from both legs. He switched to southpaw and kicks with the back leg just as good. So Colares has a great record. He's never been finished. So I'm going to give him that much respect and say Gutierrez decision. And I like him to outpoint this guy and probably piece him up by the 3rd round, possibly 3rd round TKO, but not enough to gamble on it. I'm going to go Gutierrez decision money line.
Yeah, so a big shout out to Muffin Fingers back there helping us out, and then another big shout out to everybody who works with the VTT crew and putting us all together. I say that because they always forget that one of our most popular shows, this one, all right, happens at 5:30 at night. In fact, even Joe forgets that it's at 5:30 at night sometimes. And
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Right.
People all start messaging us and texting us. They're like, hey. And it's like, hey, we're doing a show, Jack Wagon. Maybe you should watch it. But anyways, Perry Houchins, big help. If you need any IT work, go check out Perry Houchins on the page, and he'll help you out with that kind of stuff. I mean, he'll charge you, but he'll help you out. Staying with Trigger Joe. The next fight is a woman flyweight. You got Mazo at 9-2 versus Agapova, also 9-2. Now, I'd have to think long on this one. All right. And when somebody's named like Agapova, right, you just don't bet against them. All right.
With the giant chest tat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she obviously was running around when she was a kid, like in Ukraine or Yugoslavia or something like that. Kazakhstan, exactly. Running around getting shot at, just trying to get a loaf of bread. All right. Agapova is going to knock this chick out. But it is a women's flyweight fight. So I'm going to go with decision. Agapova running around the bread lines, trying to dodge bullets. She's going to dodge Mazo's punches all day. Joe, what do you got?
This is it's a chalk heavy card. It's not a bettor's paradise, but it's not a hard card to bet either. This is one of the few that Bill and I wavered on as far as favorite. And Mazo, Alexis Davis, that's all I got to say. You were a heavy favorite. You choked. She's got the significant strike advantage by more than just under 3 punches per minute. Got a little bit of the height, same record, a little bit of reach. But I'm going to go ahead and go with the underdog on this one and just say Agapova does a little bit more. Mazo looked a little tentative in her last fight. Did not look like she had that killer instinct. Agapova is from the stand. Kazakh, if you're recording. So she's definitely meaner, even though Mazo's Colombian. Not a whole lot of Colombian fighters in the UFC. A lot of Hispanic fighters, not a whole lot from Colombia. I don't know what that's about, but it's true.
Colombians play soccer or ride submarines filled with cocaine.
I'm just saying that the pedigree hasn't been built there. If you're in Kazakhstan, you're fighting. Same record. Tape is virtually similar. Agapova, I'm giving her a little bit of credit to get that southpaw. She's got a good takedown accuracy rate. So I'm going to go ahead and say Agapova pulls off a split decision here in the upset. I wouldn't necessarily put this in a bet or a parlay, but women's MMA is so tricky. Same record, similar odds. I'm going with the underdog. I'm not buying what Vegas is selling. I'm going to go ahead and say Agapova decision.
Yeah, possible DraftKings sleeper on that one as well, probably. Just in. We got Rick on the page says, "Hey, ladies." All right, I'm going to take that as a compliment because, yes, we are pretty individuals. We are good-looking people. So if we somehow Freudian slipped you into thinking we were women, I'll take that as a compliment. Also, just in. These guys just beat the Atlanta Braves.
That's Algonquin for the Goodlands.
Milwaukee is Algonquin for the good land, quoting Alice Cooper. Okay, obviously Alice Cooper knows everything about the Algonquins.
All right, excellent. Okay, party.
Yeah, party. This guy know how to party or what?
Came on.
Yeah, we're definitely not worth.
Dude, I will do the entire Chris Farley as a bouncer skit from that concert if you want.
Yeah, I know for a fact Rick has a huge crush on you, Joe. And he has a huge crush on the face man.
Young man, I'm going to twist off your head and spike it onto the floors of a nightmare. You can't.
So keep your wives away from Rick on social media. He's going to get you in trouble with the secret messages he's been sending you. So Bill, who do we got? Bill, everybody pay attention. 7 here is the best women fight picker of all time. What do we got? If he disagrees with me, roll with him.
Actually, I'm kind of with Joe on this one. And, I spent an hour today watching the weigh-ins and then the face-offs because you could tell a lot from the weigh-ins actually. So yeah, Agapova from Kazakhstan. She lost her first fight in the Contender Series. I think that was 2 years ago. So then she went and fought Invicta for a while, but then she moved to American Top Team, also known as the new American Calf Kicking.
One of the reasons I picked her too.
So she's just got the better camp.
That's your turn, Joe.
So she's just got the better camp. Meza was on a hype train, and Joe and I have talked about it before. I think it's because she was on the pretty hype train. You know, if you look at her profile pic on like ShareDog, she's got like a modeling pic, whereas Agapova is just your typical Eastern Bloc tatted up mean girl. She's going to fight more violently instead of less tactically like Meza's going to fight. I think the latest one had Meza at like a minus 170, maybe 150. I think they should both be like a minus 110. I think it's a pretty even fight. But yeah, if you want to go for the DraftKings sleeper, I would pick Agapova for sure. I think she's just going to be meaner. I have somebody else I'm going to put as my DraftKings sleeper from the prelims, but if we want to get risky, I would put Agapova decision. Same thing. I don't think this fight is not going to be a barn burner. This is that go start the grill real quick and wait 15 minutes fight. Don't waste your time watching it. But if you want to bet, sure, that's how I'm going to make it interesting.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, definitely Agapova. I think is just going to be meaner. She's got the better camp. So Agapova by decision.
Yeah, you know, little background knowledge that you guys aren't tracking, but Mazzo and I had a modeling competition on Instagram, and I beat her by 3 votes. So, I mean, if you haven't seen the Big Earl's Instagram page, you should go check it out. I mean, if you're married, don't let your wife look at it because it's over. Anyways, we'll go to the next fight.
Well, if you remember, I posted a video of your modeling shoot, and someone reported me at VTT. Right?
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, that happens a lot. People are always reporting. Remember, guys, don't report stuff, okay? Even if it's bad, just message us, message the admin. If you report it, it still goes against us. And yes, there's a bunch of idiots out there that think that Joe Biden is the reason that the whole world's collapsing. Has nothing to do with Joe Biden. All right, he's 80. You ever watch the guy? It's embarrassing. But either way, Joe's muted because Joe Biden muted his mic and he can't talk. So we got a flyweight fight with Elliott. I don't like this guy already. Seems like a jackass. All right, he's 18-11-1, and he's going against Nicolau. All right, who churched up my name. Okay, which I kind of like. And he's 16-3-1. Going off this, I mean, I was going to say something about Biden, but I heard Elliott voted for Biden twice. So I am going to go with Nicolau by knockout first round. That's how it's going to happen. Bill, what say you? Unmute your mic, Bill. It's not Joe Biden's fault.
said push to talk, not push to think. I'm thinking first. So I think Elliott has made himself a tradesman, and I think Nicolau, this is his stepping stone fight. I got Nicolau on this one. I think latest he was a minus 200 on MGM and FanDuel. Well, I mean, when I checked this afternoon.
Well, I got him.
The problem is Nicolau's 2 losses have been getting slept, so that scares me a little bit. With Elliott's a tough dude, but then again, they're also really little dudes, so I'm willing to take that risk a little bit. So I got Nicolau. I'm going to go with the decision on this one. I think Elliott's tough enough not to get slept by Nicolau. I don't think Nicolau has that Figueiredo or Moreno power either. Yeah, so I'm going to go Nicolau decision. This will be a stepping stone fight to set him up to get him in that, maybe a top 15 fight next, maybe. But definitely Nicolau decision.
All right. Trigger Joe, are you on the same page as that?
Yeah, almost verbatim, but Elliott's not the type of guy that's going to back off a fight. He's not going to be boring. He's going to push it. I mean, the guy's got 11. He's got almost as many losses as Nicolau's got victories. So he's been there. He's gonna push it a little bit, and I think because he pushes it, because I like Nicolau striking good enough to get Elliott to shoot, maybe take a panic shot. I'm going to take Nicolau by second round submission. I think Elliott's been subbed 5 times,
and Nicolau's pulled off a Japanese necktie before too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Japanese.
Why did I call that one? Son of a bitch! That'd have been a good one. But samurai head chop off. So
5 of his 11 losses are by sub. So I'm going to go ahead and say, Nicolau sub's a good play here. You're probably going to get plus money for it. And he's going to be in a couple of my parlays. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to get ballsy and go parlay sub on the cute one where it's high odds, long odds, high money. I'll probably put him in there, but on the safe one, I'll go Nicolau decision. But I'm going to go ahead and say he subs him in the second.
All right. Hey, those of you just joined us, remember we're going over UFC fights and then we'll transition to NFL fights. And so stick around because they'll give you their locks and their parlays at the end of this. And again, I don't see the banner on the screen today, but maybe it's because the fight cards are up. But go to Happy Place Hemp or Elevated Hemp Solutions. Put in the code VTT25 off. All right, get yourself a discount on that stuff. It's great for insomnia, great for PTSD. We all take it except for Bill because he's still active. But it's really good stuff. Anyways, going on to the next fight, we got a welterweight, and it's Brown 13-4 versus Gooden 18-6. Also, if you're watching, say hi. If you got any thoughts on the fights, put it in the chat thread. We'll talk about it. Be a little bit interactive with it. So. What are you drinking there, Bill? No more big waves. You're muted. I can't see what that is. It looks like some kind of Washington yuppie beer.
I mean, it is.
There you go.
It's an omission.
Ooh, an omission. A mission of guilt. Huh? So, yeah. But now, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, but Gooden missed weight.
Yeah, by 4 pounds.
So the fight still goes on. But if he wins, does it not count against Brown's record?
It does. It counts against his record. Gooden just gets a decrease in pay. That's your incentive to make weight.
Got you.
Take a 10% shot in your pay. At least
a lot of people know. And one of Dana White's pet peeves is missing weight. He finds it very unprofessional, and he hurts their purse pretty good.
Yeah, it's like showing up late to a show that people are putting in work and getting the screen ready and all that stuff. It's like, so Dana White produces all this UFC stuff, gets the cage ready, gets all these people watching, bunch of money into it, and then you miss weight. I mean, like, what are you doing? All right, like big slap in the face, Dana. No offense, I'm not talking about anybody specifically, but we'll get over it.
An articulate point. I like it.
Yeah, but Gooden, I'm going to say, because of that missed weight and because of all the work that Dana White puts into producing this, and Gooden just gave him the big FU, Gooden's going to win in the first round because he obviously has 0 fucks, right? He doesn't care. He might just stand there and take a shot from Brown. Like, is that all you got, man? I don't care. Right. And then he's going to knock him out first round. Good first round knockout. Joe, what do you got?
Well, I've been waiting for this fight for one reason, and that was to say that Randy Brown, for all of you listening, or if you can't see a picture of the man, he is a 100% black male from Jamaica. Doesn't sound like that when you say Randy Brown, but his nickname is the Rude Boy. So he's got a huge following from there. He is a serious contender at that weight class. When he went up against Cowboy Oliveira, Cowboy Oliveira has been kind of a stepping stone for a lot of guys. He smoked him. Looked great on the feet, and then damn near subbed him with a rear naked choke standing up. Gooden, I watched every second of his last fight, and it was mainly because I wanted one of my locks to finish the guy who was supposed to finish, and it was like he could not engage. He's not going to get that chance to make up for it if he sleeps a round or two with Brown. He's going to get slept if he does that. Now Gooden's never been finished. I mean, he's been KO'd once out of 6 losses. And he's got a high finish rate. He's finished 14 of his 18 victories.
For the record, I always finish.
But
go ahead. Sorry.
Me too. For the record, I've had an orgasm every time
every time.
Right? But I like Randy Brown to be dominant on the feet enough, and Gooden's gonna probably avoid the ground like certain death. So it's probably gonna stay on the feet, and I like Brown at 6'3" to keep Gooden at distance. And Gooden doesn't pull the trigger. Looks like Tarzan, fights like Jane. I mean, that's the best way I can say it. Gooden looks like a freaking Greek sculpture, but he's not. He's just not that big. He doesn't fight that big. So I like Brown to win via unanimous decision, and it's simply because Gooden's never been finished other than one TKO. So Randy Brown decision. If you want to get cute and call him by sub, I don't think that's a bad play either.
All right, there you have it. Bill, send it 7. Pearson, the champ, by 2 points. What do you got?
Agreed. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to add to that. Looking at the weigh-ins and the face-off, Brown is significantly bigger than Gooden, and with Gooden also being very tentative, I think Brown's going to use that distance and just pick him apart for 3 rounds. I just don't think Gooden has it in him. Because when you're fighting a guy much taller, you got to be willing to take those shots and close that distance. I don't think Gooden has that in him. I think it's going to be a boring fight where Brown just sits back and just pieces him and goes home with a 30.
He hits Gooden like he hit Cowboy.
Yeah.
Gooden's not going to like it.
Yeah.
He's not going to engage.
I mean, that was actually a really good analogy with the looks like Tarzan fights like Jane. I mean, you look at him, you think he's just going to be an animal, and he's just
like skin painted on muscle.
Yeah. I'll take Brown decision. That's actually a pretty good money line bet, to be honest with you. Just take Brown money line. It could be an exciting fight, but most likely it's going to be Brown sits back, pieces him apart for 2 rounds, and then really gets his timing down and starts going a little harder. But yeah, Brown decision. I'd take Brown money line if you're going to put him in a parlay.
There you have it. That's the fight pick for that one. Now we get to go to the main event. We get to go to Bill's wheelhouse. All right, the woman fight. And we got a strawweight with Dern 11-1 and Rodriguez at 14-1-2. Now I've been living in El Paso for 2 years, so I'm learning how to roll my R's. Right, they get a little upset at me, and man, I talk like a Yankee. All right, I talk like I'm from Milwaukee. Oh yeah, hey. All right, so it's tough for me to roll the R's with a Uper accent. You got it? Okay. Anyways, Dern, I was thinking about this fight long and hard, and I think she's fed up with the UFC.
What you know?
I think
it'll be called Long and Hard. That's on Cinemax at 3 a.m.
Yeah, don't worry about that. We'll talk about that later. I'm not getting paid for them yet, so but actually it was actually I was in a tutorial called "If You're Tired, Just Go Harder." But anyways, so Dern, she's sick of the UFC. All right. So she's going to win this fight with the Stone Cold Stunner. All right. She's going to kick Rodriguez in the gut and then drop her on her jaw and break her jaw on her shoulder. And then as they come on and be like, whoa, that move's crazy. Where'd you learn that? And she's like, actually, I just signed with WWE. So she's going to drop it like that. That's how it's going to happen. If there's a prop bet for leaving the UFC for the WWE, put everything you got in your bank account on. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Joe, what do you got?
I'm writing that down first. Look, this is it right here. See this? That's me trimming the hedges. Okay. Follow everything we say and then hedge this main event both ways. It is truly, it's Dikembe Mutombo against Michael Jordan. Two completely different games, best at what they do. If it stays in one person's lane, they're winning. If it goes to the ground, it's Dern. If it stays on the feet, it's Rodriguez. So hedge this main event. And we're gonna give you a parlay where you put this main event and hedge it. And it's good money either way, because it's a close fight. But I like, man, after what Rodriguez did to Amanda Ribas, and she did beat Michelle Watterson. Mackenzie Dern's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champ. Marina Rodriguez is a murderer on the feet. She's longer. She's not carrying as much muscle as Mackenzie. So I'm actually betting on Marina Rodriguez to get this fight into the third round and to win this fight 48-47. Maybe Mackenzie gets her down a couple of rounds. Maybe she wins one or two. But I think the length and the athleticism of Rodriguez carries her with a little more gas into the later rounds, and she wins this fight via decision. I'm going Marina Rodriguez with the upset, but hedge this main event both ways, especially if you're winning. Because if it goes to the ground, Mackenzie Dern you can't get out of there. She's going to sub you. So I got Marina Rodriguez decision.
Call the upset. So, Bill, what say you?
Yeah, this is a hedge fight.
Which is beautiful. You want that.
Yeah. Like I said earlier before the show started, this is that fight. I can tell you what's going to happen after the first 2 minutes. If it stays standing, Marina's going to pick her apart. If it goes to the ground, Mackenzie's walking away with an arm or a leg, for sure.
It's crazy. It's like if it stays on the feet, one's way better. If it goes to the ground, the other's way better.
So
let's strike two, Joe. You interrupt the champ one more time. All right.
If you look at a couple of the betting places, what I would take all day is Marina over 2.5. Because there's no way she's going to get caught in the first round. Or Marina's better than that. The first round is definitely going to be Marina trying to get her timing and her distance down and try to pick her apart for a little bit. She knows not to get taken down by Mackenzie within the first round. In the first round, when everybody's dry, it's way easy to pull stuff off. So she's going to dance away from that for the first round. So if you want to bet on this one, hedge it like we said. But if I were going to throw it in a parlay, I would take Marina over 2.5. I think she gets out of that. Man, this is a tough fight. Like I said, just to go against Joe, I'll take Mackenzie.
I was going to say, I know it's your girl.
And she's being like, now, if Marina had a little bit more power to those strikes, I would take Marina. Because she's a vicious striker. She just doesn't have that go-to-sleep power that you see in like a Valentina who's in this weight class. But she'll lay punches and bunches, and she's accurate. And
did you just come up with that?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say that's pretty good. Good. We should make a shirt out of that, but Joe doesn't design shirts anymore either, so not a big deal.
Like Joe said, I would hedge this all day with my parlays, and if you are going to pick one, I would take Marina Rodriguez over 2.5. I don't think Mackenzie pulls this off in the first round and a half at all. But for the sake of the show, and to go against Joe, I'll take Mackenzie Dern. But if you're putting real money on this fight, which is why we do this show, one, hedge it, Or 2, if you're gonna do one bet, I would take Marina over 2.5. That's your safe bet.
You're doing a point on this one?
No. That tells you how confident I am.
I don't think so. This wasn't a very. You guys were both kind of iffy on it, so it's not much fun because it's kind of like flipping a coin.
It's like the fucking.
Let's stick with the champ here.
Rams Seahawks game the other night.
I knew exactly what was going to happen in that game. So I posted it early. I told you what to bet on. Anybody who didn't follow that, that's your fault. So Bill, sticking with the champ, give us your parlays. This is important now, trash talkers at Gruntworks. Is Gruntworks Nation sleepy tonight? They're not commenting at all?
Yeah, just a lot of people watching. No comments.
Okay, well, comment, Gruntworks. Stop being douchebags. All right, but anyways, go to gruntworksclothing.com or go to shop.veterantrashtalk.com and put in the code VTTGW. Get yourself a discount. The face man's drunk on Veteran Trash Talk right now, so that's kind of fun to watch. Bill, parlays, locks, DraftKings sleeper. Send it 7.
Okay, I'm going to give you a safe parlay, then I'm going to give you a risky parlay. And then on the Send to 7 page, I'll go ahead and post some slips for you. Locks. 1 lock off the prelim, which is for sure lock, is Romanov. You're going to have to throw him in a pretty deep parlay. He's a minus 565, I think, right now. If you want to get ballsy, talking with Joe earlier, I would take Romanov submission if you want to earn a little bit of extra money. But if you go straight money line, he's like a minus 560, so you got to pay him a long parlay. But Romanov is for sure a lock. Gutierrez, Nicolau, and if you want to throw in a 4th lock and go with a big parlay, you can go with Garcia, which is the first fight of the night. He's a pretty heavy favorite as well. Parlay, I'll go Garcia, Romanov, Brown, and Gutierrez. If you want to go deep in a pretty long parlay, you can go with Garcia, Gutierrez, Romanov, Agapova, Nicolau, Brown, and then I would do Marina over 2.5. That's for the super long ballsy parlay. And if you want a DraftKings sleeper, honestly, I would go for another prelim female fighter named Juarez. She's a pretty heavy underdog. I think those odds are way off, and she'll get you points on DraftKings. So go with Savannah Juarez on the prelim fight.
Nice. Juarez for the DraftKings sleeper. All right. Did you go with your locks? Okay, good. All right. Joe, same question to you. Locks, parlays, DraftKings sleeper.
I'm going to go ahead and because DraftKings is way long range in my things of betting to do, I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way first. I agree with Bill 100% that Gomez Juarez is they don't know who she is yet. This girl's got more wins. She's doubled up the other girl in wins. And she's got 6 knockouts for a female out of 10 wins. So I like her as a DraftKings sleeper. I like her to get cute on a couple of parlays. Who knows how many Chardonnays do we have, Nick? Depends. We might get into it, but no, Bill and I talked about it before the show, and this is one of the few ones we're gonna, the clock's ticking before we stop giving you these for free. But I agree with them. I like Garcia. As a matter of fact, I like Garcia to finish this guy. The guy's 11-7 that he's fighting on Tavares. He's not meant for this. He's not meant for this division. He's not.
And he's chinny.
He's not meant for the UFC. Fights straight up and down. He's 2 inches taller. Garcia's coming out of Jackson Wink, where our boy Daniel Gonzalez works. His striking is going to be good, and I like him to finish on Tavares. So I'm going to go Garcia, Romanov, Gutierrez, Nicolau, and Brown as my parlay. That's a 5-fighter. And Nick, that's what saved us last week, is going safe in money line. So don't be like me. Listen, if you got a friend like the big Earl saying just call it money line, just call it fucking money line. Even if you're hot, just do that to bail yourself out. So we go Brown over Gooden money line, Nicolau, Gutierrez, Romanov, and Garcia. And if you make it to Brown and you're perfect, hedge the main event. Bet it both ways.
Yeah, put half of what you can win on your parlay on the other fighter, and then at least you're guaranteed half of $300. So 150, you win 150. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it is what it is, and you live to fight another day, or you just let it ride.
That's my parlay. My locks are Romanov, Gutierrez, and Brown.
Nice. Did you give the DraftKings sleeper?
Yeah, that was Selena Gomez Juarez.
All right, nice. So the same one, the same DraftKings sleeper. So there you have it.
She's got 6 knockouts out of 10 wins, so I like her.
All right. Hey, so stick around because we're about to get into the Big Earl's NFL locks. And I do apologize I did lose 3 weeks last year. I just lost last week, so that's 1 1/4. And that's pretty standard. So I -1 last week, put me at +4 on my locks. Now, before we go to a little commercial break, all right, and a promo break so you can refill your drink, I'm going to throw a bet out there. I'm going to go yes or no, +100 on the no, -100 on the yes. Did Kevin Travers' wife say he could not watch tonight? Okay, so
no.
You're gonna take the underdog. You're gonna go with the +100. Okay, but I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure he's not allowed to watch this show. So, anyways, go grab a drink. All right, get yourself reset and take a little break, and we'll come back with the NFL locks.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah. Here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah. Here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, E-double-L, I said so, I keep big bills up in my hood, don't look dirty like blood, so ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful, and I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full line. In it to win it, I'm all in. I might call you my cuz, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think of jumping, man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go broke for revenge. Had some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge. Take the door off your bins, pop four of your friends, man, please. This shit ain't cynical, man, no subliminal. I'm physical, financial, and mental to be a general. Hey, the mama claims she want a soldier. Not the type be in the tank, but in that rover. Man, please, I'm in the zone like AIDS full blown. I'm killing it like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, oh, yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, we think he got her when he know he's off his butter. He ain't never been a fighter. You can go and ask his mother. I'm a lover and a fighter, producer and a writer. Give your girl a quick fix and give your man a nice shiner. You know y'all don't really want it, and I can tell just by looking at you that you the type to run and go and tell just by looking at you. You on a mission for recognition by this.
What's up? Welcome back. I hope you got your drink refilled. Joe definitely didn't get his drink refilled, and now the person who's supposed to call the games is not here. Now
I'm on it.
I'm going to do what Joe was supposed to do a week ago, and I'm going to do a little 30-second ad, right? That says, hey, we don't like insomnia. We don't like pain. Okay. And as veterans, everybody thinks they have their one answer to stop veteran suicide. We at Veteran Trash Talk try to tell you that it's not just one answer. All right. There's multiple things, an entire system. One of those things is sleep. You got to get sleep. All right. The Delta 8 gummies from Elevated Hemp Solution will help you sleep. And it's a natural way to help you sleep. We take them. Joe takes them. He loves them. He swears by them. And by the way, they bought into our mission of ending veteran suicide. So support their company. Go to Elevated Hemp Solutions and put in the code VTT25 off. Again, Elevated Hemp Solutions, VTT25 off, all caps. All right. And you will have some of the best sleep that you haven't had in a long time. And trust me, all of us on this platform, we know how you feel. All right. We wake up every night in pain. We wake up every night from whatever. So trust us, take it. You'll like it. It's better than any opioid you're going to get. All right. So, okay. I went -1 last week. If those of you don't know what that means, I give you locks. Okay. And you bet the locks via the spread. And I went 2 for 3 last week. So that puts me at -1. Puts me at +4 for the year. And I picked 3 upsets. All right. 2 upsets I picked on Friday. And I said, watch the injury report in the Colts game. I was like, if Wentz and Taylor start, they're going to bury the Dolphins. And that's exactly what they did. So I'm +2 I'm +3 on upsets. Okay. I'm +3 on upsets, +4 on locks, which is usually not the way it goes. Usually I'm plus like 10 on locks by now. But either way, let's run the games. Joe, are you ready for this? Bill was set up. Seeing as you had to do
we crossed the pond for the Jets in Atlanta.
We are
30 a.m.
Yep, we are across the pond.
Congratulations, boys. It's Christmas. You get to wake up Sunday morning, sleeping in a little bit late. For the love of God, I don't know a veteran that can sleep in past 7. But at 9:30 a.m., there's going to be a game on Sunday.
Right. And
Jets are playing Atlanta.
And I got Plus America. I, for the last 5 years, have not been able to pick Atlanta Falcons games. If I pretty much flip a coin, if I say they're going to win, they're going to lose. All right. If I say they're going to lose, they win. It's the only team that I can't figure out. I called them as my upset lock last week. And then you got this guy, Heineke from Washington, doing like loops around 3rd and 40, throws up a Hail Mary to tie the game, and it's like, oh my gosh. But it's okay. Matt Ryan.
Let him -2.5 and a 45 over under.
Right. So I'm going to go with the Falcons here. I'm not going to bet this game. Put them in a parlay if you want, money line. But what I do like is the Jets. What people don't understand is the Jets got Crowder back. All right. And they got their 2nd round pick back. And that's why they put up some points against Tennessee last week. So there will be points scored in this game. So look at that over. All right. 45. All right. Check that over out. It's enticing. What do we got next?
We got Denver going to Pittsburgh in the lowest over-under I've seen in the first 5 weeks of the NFL, 39.5. And Pittsburgh is +1 dogs at home.
Right. So, again, this game hurt us last week, but that's because Bridgewater got knocked out in the first half. All right. And Denver will hold teams to very minimal points. They held Baltimore to 20, and one of them was a real lucky score. So they could have held them to 2 scores. All right. So watch out for the injury report. If Bridgewater gets cleared and he plays, all right, the Broncos will be a lock. All right. If Bridgewater doesn't play, the Steelers will be an upset. Okay. So watch that. Watch how that flips. So pay attention to it and then bet either way, depending on who plays quarterback. All right. What we got next?
We got the Lions going to the great state of Minnesota. Minnesota is -10 favorites, the 49.5 over under. Nick, this is one of those Detroit Lions games that you call where they will lose, but I'm going to go ahead and say they cover.
That's exactly what I have written down. You go Vikings money line. All right. Detroit screwed up another upset pick against the Chicago Bears. All right. They had three red zone opportunities in the first half, 3 turnovers. Okay. So I picked them to upset the Bears. But again, when the ball bounces your way 3 times in a row in the red zone, you're probably going to win if you're a Bears fan, but you shouldn't have. You should have got
Every time I talk about the Lions, I feel like Jim Carrey trying to put the moves on that girl in Dumb and Dumber.
They win 1 to 2 games a year. I'm like, that's their luck. That's their one game. They're going to win that one. The Bears suck. The Bears are terrible without the freaking Red Rocket playing. So, yeah, go Vikings money line here. Next game.
Well, we got your boys going to Cincy with Cincy 3-point dogs at home and a 50.5 over under.
Right. Mixon's probably not going to play for Cincinnati. So check that out. The Packers are banged up as well. They're banged up in the linebacker core and they're banged up at receiver. So watch out for who plays in that game. If the Packers get healthy in the next 2 days, all right, that could be another lock for the Pack. But I don't see him getting healthy, and I don't see him playing anybody who's close against Cincinnati. All right, so they're just going to try to ride out a squeaker here. So I go Pack money line.
Yeah. We got a civil war in the state of Florida with the Dolphins going to Tampa Bay.
All right,
Tampa Bay is -10, and it's a 48 over under.
All right, my second lock. I'm already +1 on locks this week. I said the Rams are going to beat the crappy freaking Seahawks by a lot. Dolphins at the Bucks. Bucks -10. Look at the under at that game. This is a parlay game. Same game parlay. Look at the Bucks -10 and the under. Usually you take the favorite and the over. All right, that's usually how you bet. But I just have a feeling the Dolphins don't sniff the end zone in this game, maybe once or twice, and they'll probably do analytics and go for it and not get it. So I'm going to go Bucks lock -10.
All right. Nick, are we on some kind of a timeline, or can you touch on the fact that there was 19,000 fourth and go for it's that could have been field goals?
I touch on it every weekend, and
it's been turning it over in your own zone or 0 fucking points. Like the
right. And so again, we talk, buddy. That's a good segue into the podcast we're going to launch on October 15th, which you guys have seen it. Is the fifth principle of patrolling common sense. So it's science's job to prove common sense wrong. Okay, and they try to show you why it's wrong, and they use math and logic. So now the math, you hear the analytics. The math says you go for it on 4th and 1. Technically, wherever you are on the field, right? Like you're supposed to, because math says you're going to get it. Okay. But now it has to pass the logic test. The logic of the NFL for the last freaking century was when you're on the road in the first half, you take the freaking points. All right. So I want you to watch your team.
Ray Lewis doesn't do math on 4th and 1. He hurts people.
And I want you to watch your team go for it on 4th. I want you to watch them not get it. And then I want to watch you in the 4th quarter saying, wish we had those 3 points on the road, right? Like, yeah, it happens. So,
or you could be like Baltimore and just get to the 50-yard line and kick a field goal.
With getting a not a delay game called and all that kind of stuff, but either here or there. But yeah, the analytics are screwing with coaches, but anyways, coaches love to go for it on 4th and 1. They love it. So now they have an excuse. They're not gonna get fired for it. They can be like, analytics. Right. And it's like, whatever, dude. I'm just going with math, bro. You trust the science. All right. So what do we got next?
You know, this next game, Nick, you're going to have to explain it to the viewers because you're going to have to explain it to me. Why is New England going into Houston? And Houston is 8.5 home dogs with a 39 over under. Explain that to me, and what's your pick? Because I'm dead serious. I want to know.
The line has went down. It was 9 at the open, so now it's at 8.5. So money is starting to go on the Texans to cover. Now again, the Texans are giving up a lot of points. All right, but it's because their defense is getting exhausted in the 3rd and 4th quarter. All right, and again, I like their defense. I like Lovie Smith as a defensive coordinator. So here's another 39.5 point under. I don't see how the Patriots. I don't see how they score.
This is me, Texans. Okay.
I like the Texans to cover. I like the Patriots money line.
Yeah, Texans to cover all day. God Almighty, I love that line.
Yeah.
Hey, Texas against a bunch of dang Yankees.
Yeah, against a rookie quarterback too.
We got NO going to Washington. 2 teams that have burned our ass already in week 5. Washington is a 2.5 point home dog, 43.5 over under.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Washington as an upset here. So I'm going to call them as an upset here. I still like the Saints. They just choked last week. Absolute debacle. I don't know why Peyton is not letting Winston spin it like at all. So he went real conservative in the second half and let the Giants just walk back in that game. And with the Giants, 2 of their star receivers out, how do you let their only player get that open twice in a row, Saquon? Something's wrong, and something doesn't smell right in the coaching area there. So I don't know. I'm going to go with Washington as the upset. What we got next?
Yep. There it is. Sean Payton doesn't trust Jameis like he trusts Drew. And I can't say I blame him. We got Philadelphia going to Carolina. Now, I'm sure Travers will tell you you're scared to bet on Philadelphia, and you'll probably say back, yes, I am, because I do this for
money.
Supplementary income.
Yeah, I do.
Carolina -3 and a 46 over under.
Yeah, Panthers are a lock.
Yeah.
All right. The only thing that takes away the lock is Christian McCaffrey not playing. But all reports look like he's looking good to come back. And he was a victim of the Thursday night games after 2 days of recovery. But I think he's good. He says he's good, and the reports are saying he's good. So,
and he doesn't sling wolf cookies. Usually when McCaffrey says he's going, he's going.
Right. So if he plays,
you say you're not going to Christian McCaffrey, you should be fired.
Yeah. So if he plays, Panthers are a lock. So right now I got Bucks and Panthers as locks. What we got next
one here, man. We got Tennessee going to Jacksonville. 4.5 point dogs at home with a 48.5 over under. That's interesting enough for me to stay away from it.
Yeah, again, check the injury report. That's why there's scared money here. If Julio Jones and Brown are out again, all right, there is literally nobody for him to throw the ball to. And I wanted to talk about this game against the Jets, the Titans, a little bit. I saw Derrick Henry get laid out twice.
Yeah, no, he was getting smoked in that game.
Right. And I was trying to tell a buddy of mine who always argues with my picks for some reason, like, dude, you can bet on whoever you want. But, like, when you can sell out on the run, NFL linebackers, if they can sell out, all right, they're going to hit you. It doesn't matter who you are. Right. So, like, they laid him out a couple of times. All right. Yeah. So if the Titans have somebody to throw to, I would make the Titans a lock, but I just can't because I'm not going to wait for the injury report to call him a lock yet. But
starting the 4 o'clock games, we got Chicago. Let's see how much faith they got in Justin Fields against Mac and a couple other guys. They're going to Vegas.
Right. And Vegas has been a pain in my ass with betting, but I'm going to give them one more shot.
45 over under.
I'm gonna call Vegas a lock, giving up 5.5. All right. Fields is the starting quarterback for the Bears from here on out. That's what they said. So I don't think they can move the ball against Vegas, and I think Vegas is just gonna. It'll be a sloppy game, but the Raiders will win it they should win it by a touchdown. What we got next?
We got Cleveland going to LA against the Chargers. Man, what a freaking game this is going to be. We got LA -2 at home, 47 over under.
I love it. Here's another upset alert. All right. The Browns are going to go in there and they're going to win. All right. The Chargers are riding high, but Cleveland plays an older school game of football, and they got the studs to play the up faster game, but they still run the ball. All right. So I have a feeling here that as long as Baker doesn't turn the ball over, they're going to control the ball. They're going to control the clock. All right. And they're going to get that defense tired, and their defense is going to, if you have to pass against the Browns, you're in trouble. All right. If you can run the ball against the Browns, you got a shot. But if the Browns get out ahead here, Browns going to win this game. I got to upset the Browns right there.
They got two absolute bruisers at tailback who are very young men in Kareem Hunt. Even though I'm not a fan of his personally, and Nick Chubb.
Correct.
They can bruise the ball. And yes. How do you beat Bosa? Run right up the middle, because he ain't coming there.
Or run right at him.
Run into a blitz. So we got the Giants going to Dallas in another rivalry game for Dallas, because everybody hates them. But as much as I'm not a fan, I'm starting to believe in the Cowboys. -7 at home, 52 over under.
This is Joe's problem. I've been calling the boys all year. All right. All year, I've been a huge fan of the boys. I don't like their coach, but however, there's the plus and minuses. His system is so simple that Dak and Zeke run that they're good at it. And it's fundamental football. And they got all pros all over the place on that team. Now, Vegas has finally paid attention. A 7-point favorite against their biggest rival in the NFC East. So I'm going to go boys money line. This is the first week that they are not a lock in my book. I have made a tremendous amount of money betting with the boys this year. So I'm going to go, they'll be in my parlay, but they'll be a money line pick.
We got San Fran going to Arizona. Arizona -5, 48.5 over under. That is a toughie.
It's not really. Look at the injury report for the 49ers again. Cardinals are going to win this game if they're still as banged up as they have been. And the Cardinals are running hot. Somebody has to plant Kyler Murray on his ass before this streak is over. So Cardinals are going to win that game. I take them giving up the points. I scratched out lock. Don't want to really make it a lock because, again, if San Francisco gets healthy this week, it'll be a closer game. But Cardinals are going to run it.
Great game Sunday night. Oof, these are two solid teams that won. Buffalo traveling to KC. KC minus 2.5, 56.5 over under.
It's a great game. And again, I should have been a millionaire the last 2 times these 2 teams played. Okay. Those of you who don't understand that, I was leading DraftKings. I was winning the whole thing. Diggs just had to score a touchdown, and my wife has a Porsche. Okay, that's how simple that was. And then Diggs got blanked. Yeah, oof.
No, Nick, I never thanked you for that. I was having a bad Monday until you called me and told me that, and then I realized I wasn't having such
I still won a couple $1,000s, but it's
we all got the pissed off Nick conversation. I think.
Gross, dude.
You're not gonna fucking believe this.
Yeah, like terrible. So Chiefs, I'm gonna go because I'm emotional on this, so you don't have to bet with me on this one. But Chiefs are a lock. All right, they're gonna punish Diggs. They're gonna punish that whole damn team. And I hope they don't see the end zone. But Chiefs only favored by 2.5 at home. I know they've been playing kind of sloppy, but they're going to fix that. It's going to clean up. And the Bills will keep them honest, but they'll win by a field goal. Chiefs will win by a field goal. That's a lock. 2.5 points is great spread.
Monday night game. I like the money line. Don't like the spread, but we got Indy going into Baltimore. Baltimore's -7 with a 46 over under. I like Baltimore money line. Nick, what do you got?
Again, this is another perfect, beautiful Monday night hedge game. So in your parlay, every parlay you bet this weekend, put the Ravens money line at the last pick. And then when you hit all those other games, go ahead and bet the Colts +7. All right. And bet $200 on them +7 and win both bets. Because if the Colts are starting to gel a little bit, and like I said, I was down on the Colts for the first 3 weeks because they had a terrible offseason, right? But now that it's week 5, they've caught back up. They're getting gelled again. They're going to score some points. Miami had a pretty good defense, and the Colts didn't really have a problem with them. So they're gonna play all right. And again, it's only a matter of time before, I hate to say it, but the best football player on the planet, Lamar Jackson, goes down via injury because he's just working too hard. Right, that team sucks. Eventually, things start snapping. All right, whether it's a hamstring or a leg, like whatever. But there you have it. My locks this week are the Panthers, the Bucks, the Raiders, and the Chiefs. And I already hit one lock, so I'm giving you a lot of locks again. I hit a lock on Thursday night.
Do you have any of those locks other than money line, or are they all money?
No, they're all spread. All my locks are spread.
All right.
So that's the hard part. That's why I take pride in my locks. I'm giving you the locks on the spread. So otherwise I'd be plus like 9 on my locks this year, but a lot of teams lost the spread, especially the freaking Raiders. Twice they've won games, but they didn't cover.
Should have seen how stupid I must have looked to all those people at MGM when I was telling them, yeah, walk across the street and bet your life savings on the Raiders. They're all wearing Raiders.
Well, I mean, who knew that?
After the UFC fight the next day, the game was right across the street, and there's a bunch of Raiders fans at MGM, and I'm like, what are the Raiders? And they said -4. I said, fucking bet 1,000 on them.
Yeah, too bad that you should have bet $1,000 that Jacoby Brissett would get 3 4th-down conversions on a 2-minute drive to cover that fucking spread, sons of bitches. But that would have paid you about $10 million. So there you have it. My upset picks are Washington against the Saints, and I had another one there. Where was the other upset pick? The Browns. And then there'll be a third upset pick if Bridgewater doesn't play. So if Bridgewater doesn't play, there'll be another upset pick there. Other than that, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to go watch the new Bond movie tonight with the wifey. And here you go. Milwaukee, the Brewers won. Okay, so the Brewers. Hey, let me take this off real quick. And then you got the Bucks. You got the world champion Bucks. All right, it's a good year for Milwaukee. We're doing great. Other than that, tomorrow we got Dr. Tony Brooks coming on the show. He wrote the book Leave No Man Behind, and he was a member of the 75th Ranger Regiment as they went through Operation Red Wings. So it's a firsthand account of that. And we're excited to have him on the show tomorrow. And so again, rewind it, watch the picks by the UFC guys with Send It 7, Bill and Trigger Joe. And other than that, we'll see you guys tomorrow.